Okay, how we living, boys? Today we are going to be doing some more Briar coaching. But what makes this Briar coaching different is the fact that I'm literally just coaching myself. So I'm going to talk about mistakes that I make, talk about things as a whole, and most importantly, we'll be focusing on more gameplay things, so more actual jungler concepts, because that seems where people are lacking the most, is they actually focus too much on their champ and not enough on jungling well. So let's dive right into this and make it work. So off the jump, right, our top laner's already died. Now this is where you can be a crybaby jungler, or you can be someone that makes stuff happen. So get the game popped up right now. All right, now when you look at this, right, you see this death, and maybe it's super tilting, right? So he checks it with Q, ends up just getting demolished. Briar here has exhaust, and he has TP, so he'll never win the 1v1 no matter what. As you can see, he's just getting demolished, and then flash for flash, it is what it is. So, you have two options here. You can scream top gap till the end of your days, right, and then just let it be. Or you can try and make a new plan out of it. So, what was I going to do this game? I was originally planning, I see my team, right, and I see confirmed CC on Pyke, right? Pyke almost can't mess it up. So, my plan was actually to go red buff straight down, go straight to my bot side, and then play for that. But now, seeing that Fiora is flashless with no exhaust, I'm going to change my plan. Why do I change my plan? Because the consistency factor is huge here, where Pyke completely demolishing one of their bot laners, catching their flash, and then still killing them could happen, right? What do you say the odds of that are? Maybe 20%? Well, a Fiora with no exhaust or flash clearly is going to push into this Yone, right? She's going to have item advantage, because she got first blood. So I'm going to change my plan, and I'm going to delve straight into a 3-camp to top lane here. So I'm going to swap it. Instead of doing red buff down, I'm going to go Raptors up. And this path is good for Briar. You should be thinking about 3-camp ganks as Briar because of the fact that she has a point-and-click stun, and her kit is what makes her broken. Her base kit is super good. The difference between level 3 and 4 isn't as huge early game as you'd think, especially when you get level 3 as a jungler. The enemy laner will be level 2, so it matters that you get to abuse this spell advantage. So as we can see right here, Fiora is in fact pushing, right? So how do we not mess this up? We don't mess this up by going too early. Yone needs level 2, so you actually have to be very patient, and you're gonna see right here, I'm just standing and waiting for the right time. He sees that he needs level 2. So look at how smart this Yone is. Even though he griefed level 1 and just straight died, it happens, right? But look at where his brain is at. He sees me and he makes sense of it, okay? Now he pings me where to gank from. I'm a better Briar than this guy, so I'm not going to listen to him. I take it into account though, but I know better than to just blindly listen to what my team says when I'm the guy that plays this champ. So he's going to take this trade, which is going to bait the Fiora in, okay? But look where his mind's at. He played it well. Qs this minion, gets level 2. So he just gained 15 health on top of tanking one of Fiora's autos, and now he gets another spell. Then the second spell gives him a shield. Bam. So he played it super well. We're going to try and just blast Fiora. She's able to get the kill anyway, but think about it. He is TP. He catches his whole wave for free, and Fiora drops these 5 minions. So this is good jungling, is you have to be able to change your plan at a moment's notice when you see that there's a better one. You have to keep your mind open to these things. So now, it just happens that my bot lane started winning, which is insane in Season 14. But again, it's Pyke Ezreal versus Smolder Janna. Obviously, Pyke Ezreal has a better early game. But let's talk about the 3-camp gank. So think about the timer here. Let's think about the timer here. So when you 3-camp gank, you're obviously behind on the clear. Most people at 320 are finishing their 6th camp or starting it, okay? So you have to take that into account. Now let's look back at here. This is just good gameplay when you're able to see multiple things at a time. So if you look at me here, right, I'm clearing, but we see Kindred here, right? So now I know, right, we saw she had red buff. We see that she's on her Raptors. She's going to be pathing upwards. So as long as this ward doesn't see her walk here, then you know she's topside. You can continue to build your plan. So even I ping it, right? I just pinged that this is where she is. So now we can build that into our plan. So already right now, I know I can gank top for free because she's going to be on wolves. I know that she's not going to trade my bot side either, because once a jungler passes the mid line, they're not walking back. Very rarely they'll walk back. So now Kindred also knows what I've done. So she knows when I walk away from that wave that I'm clearly going to recall. She sees I had 12 farms. She knows I did these 3 camps. And she knows that my bot side's up. And now she must be full clearing. Okay. So she's full clearing. And I'm still pinging that, by the way. I'm still pinging where she is. Never let your teammates question it. Because you don't know that this guy, you know, maybe a colleague has a kill here, but he's wondering if Kindred is on top of him. Well, if you ping it, then you at least give him an extra semblance of safety. Now, the problem can come from when you're not actively tracking things well, and now you've just griefed and you're pinging like, you know, he's 100% here and then he's not, and then you're kind of a griefer. You know, use the correct ping for what you think. Like, if you ping like he is someplace, right? You do a, you know, a retreat ping somewhere, and then say, you know, ping Kindred or type could be if you have the APM to do that. So what I do here is I do my blue buff and then I do the crab. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to my camps like regular because my top set hasn't spawned. We know Kindred's on top mark because the crab got marked and she's full clearing, right? We already know that that's happening. My pike pings that he's coming. Now I could, 2 options here. I can go back to my camps and play for my level 4 and then go for a gank after that, or I can make a strong play with my pike. Obviously, the better play is to play with your team. So you should never be going to your camps here and letting this gank go away. And you're going to see exactly that, especially playing someone with CC like Briar. You want to set your pike up. Don't just make the pike do the gank here. Look at this wave state, right? So I'm going to get his flash, and now pike can't mess it up. Q him out, and it's free. And now you've effectively won your top lane, or not won, but you've gotten your top lane back into the game and gotten mid a huge advantage. Right? Your bot lane's already solo winning, and he just made a proactive play. Now, I'm going to farm. Why do I choose my Raptors over maybe completing my full clear? Well, it's because my Raptors are level 4 and my Wolves are level 1. So I'm going to gain way more experience getting my level 4 camps. And if you're Kindred in this spot, you're going to try and counter jungle level 4 camps because they're worth more. Now, look what I do, right? So we're 4:20 or 4:12 into this game. Nice. We know that she's done full clear and top crab. That's 100%. Kindred has seen that I've ganked top and mid. She's going to feel a little bit of pressure. So what do? Look, 4:14. I signal retreat because she has to be top lane. She hasn't showed anywhere else. And if she was here, she'd be ganking this guy, right? If she did the 3:30 crab, reset to her Krugs, she would have killed these Krugs and be ganking this right now. Because she's not here, we know that she stayed top. So, we're going to ping him off. He's simply going for the play regardless. But he was actually able to live, which is good. Good on him. Did my ping and then ping Kindred help him? I don't know. You know, maybe he would have greeted, maybe he wouldn't have. Either way, as long as we're doing the right thing, if they live or die, as long as we did what we could, call it a day. Call it a day. So we're going to greed a bot lane gank here. And I only did this because they pinged Smolder's flash, right? As you can see, Pike pinged Smolder's flash. So I go for a little bit of damage. I'm on a recall, and I know that Kindred is just recalled and she's going back onto the map. So I do this just to try and buy them a little bit of space, trying to know their bot lane. Really isn't anything. You could say that there's merit to not doing this gank, but I'm pretty aggressive. I try and get in your face a lot. Especially, even so, I still have a good bit of money. We're going to take this and go straight to the bank, get our pickaxe. We're going profane this game. Okay, so what do you do now? It just hit 520, okay? And both support. So the moment that you leave base and Void Grubs are up, you must check your support's location and theirs. That's all that matters. You decide if you're going to just flat out give these or not. So when I look at my map, look at my information, okay? I see that I don't have a top laner. I see my mid can walk. He is first walk, but he'd lose a lot of minions. And I see that both supports have not decided to go here. So what I do is I decide to take the fight, knowing that I would beat Kindred in this position. So I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to jump over here, assuming that she's on him, and then just keep it pushing. Right here, just going for it. Hail of Blades combo. She's going to die to bleed. And now I just effectively stole these grubs too. What's good about, stealing 2 grubs two grubs instead of one is the fact that you can still get Void Mites. So this was pretty important. Now you have two options right here. You know, I didn't know this was warded. You can play for the invade, assuming that she's going bot side, but it is slightly risky because if it is warded, then you flat out are going to get ganked by their mid and top who have the faster walk, right? Look at this walk to their top side. They have a faster walk. So it is a risky invade to go after a play like that. I didn't opt to do that this game because I felt the strength of just getting this crab and looking for a mid play. Now, as you can see, Kindred's there, but look. So we assume that she's either bot side or hovering this mid play. Look at how aggressive this guy is playing, right? Not a lot of victors will do this off the random, especially when they know that Briar was just topside, killing your JG. And then they saw the map that the crab is spawned and so on. So if you're going to gank this, assume that there's something wrong with this. Look at your map, see that these people are there, know that Kindred is probably here, so activate my sweeper. She is in fact here. We just do a solid damage combo. Again, she can't beat us in this situation. Just one of the strengths of the matchup. Once you're super far ahead, if you're building lethality Briar, you stomp this matchup. Like, she's not even that far behind in this exact recall, right? 600 plus 713, and then this is, you know, let's say about 1600, right? So when you look at that, you know, the 1v1, if she has the jump on you, 300 gold really isn't that big of a deal. But because we're ready for it, we're not getting caught off guard and not, like, missing damage trying to assess this situation in the first place because we're actively thinking about it. That is what good jungling is. Keep updating your head on where people are and what could be happening. Never get lazy. The biggest problem with junglers is they care so much about their first clear because they put so much thought into it, but then the rest of the game they don't care. And that's why you'll see a lot of junglers tilt if their first clear and gank goes badly because they feel like the game's over. Some of that could be because they're so comfortable with, you know, playing super well early that they don't really care about mid game. They assume that they'll have the advantage after playing super well then. Now this one, I just saw top laners fighting, but before that, I see that look at this, look at these minions, look at these. You know, top lane's going to push, so I can do my top camps, come sit here and wait until the right time to gank. Top laners, the way top lane is played is through wave states. Top lane wave states don't change in a way that, like, this wave magically disappears. Top laners very rarely AFK just slam the wave unless they are in a position where they can. So you'll notice that when you just look at a top lane's wave state, that is 90% going to tell you where the gank is. So we're going to keep it pushing. And again, this is just a really solid game overall. We're just playing very standard. I haven't done anything crazy, and I haven't done anything that only Briar can do. All I'm doing is just jungle basics, updating the map, and I continue to look for good plays the whole time. And that's it. And it's not like these things are hidden at all. I explained to you the mini-map explaining to me the map, and I'm just reading it. That's all it is. The mini-map's the book. So I sweep over that. I assume Kindred's here. Honestly, now that I'm bot reviewing, we can check. So I didn't even know. So she was either bot or top, in my opinion. Because she didn't gank when this fight originally started, like 20 seconds ago, I assume she's not here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to make sure she's not in Tribush and then go start drag. And then she shows on top side. That happens. Again, it was a gamble. She was top or bot there, at least in my head in game. Now I assume that she's going to go to my Raptors. It makes the most sense, but then Akali catches her. I'm going to try and shoot an R at this guy. I'm going to whiff, by the way. Oh my god. It's a bad whiff. Now, what do you do with mid lane here? So, mid laners, if you're taking farm from your laners when they're in front of it, and it's not a good timer, that's bad. Now, when I look at my Akali, I see that she's on this. I think she wants to fight, right? So I'm going to get her wave in, and then try and give her the ability to leave the lane. So now she's not missing anything going for and looking for a kill here. So as you can see, she used that time to clear vision and get moving, which is good. These are fine plays. Now, if she was in that lane trying to hit that wave, you're trolling if you take that. Again, we got two grubs, so we're actually going to try and blast them this time. We know that Kindred's bot camps are spawning just off the minimap, showing us the little icon. So we assume that she's not here. So that's why I just freely smite and I take these like nothing. It's no big deal. Again, just let the map tell you everything. This is a cringe little play I like to do. This is a ton of fun. I'd see a top laner die. I'm going to try and jump you between the turrets. It's a favorite of mine. Usually you'd want to activate sweeper and then go. I didn't have sweeper. Immediately go. She buffers a Q into the stun. It's actually really well played on her. I just play to live, and we're fine. Yone's like destined. Instead of Yone walking away with me, he is destined to try this one. Respect on that. Luckily, I caught her lacking, and we keep it pushing. And then look, oh my god, Kindred came back. What do we do? Now, this is a cool part about the Briar matchup. So, luckily, I'm teaching you about jungle, but you can also learn a little bit about Briar. So, when she hits R without Q, right? Just charge E into a wall or throw her out of it. Bam. Now she's stunned. Now, I demon combo this just because I'm for sure she's going to jump this wall. I have no cooldown to get over the wall. So, instead of letting her get a play, I just demon combo it. It is what it is. You don't have to always do that, but it's something you can do. And there you go. Now, this game, again, we are 5-0-2. We haven't done anything crazy. We haven't changed the game. We haven't broken it. Nothing crazy has happened. We've just played very solid fundamentals, and that's it. We're just going to keep clearing again. Now, this time, I should have went Krugs down because my top lane at this point can win. Sometimes, if I see a weak link of a player, I'm going to punish them. That's something I do. Just a me thing. We see Kindred right there. Of course, you ping it for your team. Question mark ping every time you see enemy jungle. Every time you see enemy jungle. It's just the only way to play the game. Like, if you care, you have the energy to do it. If you don't have the capacity yet, then work on it. It's okay. So we're going to keep clearing straight down. We see the crab gets marked, so we're actually just going to make our way straight down. We see our pike kind of holding the river, so we have time to make it work. And then look, so while walking to that crab, look at what we see. Read the map, right? So we see 1, 2, 3. We just saw Kindred right here. What is she going to do? If she curves on the tri-bush war, or on the tri-bush wall, what is she going to do? She's ganking your AD carry. She's not mid. She's not top. She's not even going for the crab. If she was going for the crab, she would walk like this way or hop the wall this way. She's clearly going for your AD carry. So what do? Post up, find the right angle. How do I get into this fight, right? I can look for an R right now early, try and split up the fight. I can save my R, use W, let Pike get a little bit closer, or I can wait till they overextend and then R. This fight, I opt to just wait for the overextension. So here they overextend. Boom, 3-man fear. Again, Briar tip for all my Briar players is right here. I'm going to use my R, right? Use my R. And then to one-tap the Smolder, I'm going to try and use Profane, okay? So to get the final blow on them, I'm going to try and use Profane, and then I can save my W if they either flash or if I have to kill another target. And then we're going to go straight to that other crab just like regular and keep it pushing. Again, these games, like, sure, you might have a little bit of a team diff because your bot lane's winning, but we helped top, made sure he doesn't tilt cry. We helped mid, level 3, and we were able to help bot a little bit, while also getting every neutral objective. We haven't dropped anywhere. And we won our jungle 1v1. So, like, the Kindred didn't even play that bad. We just played better, and it is what it is. And then that gets you a free instant 15. So the point here is that you don't have to be breaking the laws of the game to get a win sometimes. Sometimes the game tells you the plays. You just have to read them and be open to them, and that's it. A lot of people really are set in their ways, and they want to win by full clearing the bot, getting that gank, reset, do it again, reverse clear, grub pat. No, man. The map will give you opportunities. Are you looking at it to take them? So hopefully this helps you understand where you're at or what you should do better. A little bit of Briar stuff, but more so jungle guide. So hope you guys enjoy it. Have a good night, and thank you so much.